Hey everyone, it's Lashyn,
Oliver.
and today we are going to be doing a top 5 horror movies.
Maybe probably gonna be very different because we have very different tastes and I'm a little older, so but we'll see. We'll see how that works. Happy Halloween everyone.
Yes, happy Halloween. So we have our list here.
Well then we start with number five, I guess. Who start, you or me?
Um, I'll start. My number 5 is going to be The Thing. I think there was one in the 50s, but
Okay.
this is the John Carpenter one from 1982. It was the first kind of, I mean, it's like sci-fi horror, but it was kind of like the first horror movie I ever saw, and I thought it was really cool. Um,
It's pretty cool.
I think the scene with the head crab is pretty iconic.
Yeah, I like it. I like that movie. It's very interesting, very well done. My number five is Suspiria from 1977. Dario Argento is the director. And I really like this movie because first, the palette of colors on the movie is amazing. You know, this director managed very well the colors of the movie to make you feel certain ways. And then the music also, the score is great. All this incidental music is so loud sometimes. Sometimes it's like no dialogue for a while, but just like music on the background with some kind of like weird sound.
Mhm.
It's not the movie that you're gonna expect like a slasher movie or something like things coming all the time. I really like it. It's very interesting. It's very good. I really recommend it to everybody to watch it. Like it's an older movie, but I know at least once a year sometimes they put it on the movie theaters back.
I like the ending of it
Mhm.
with yeah, the ending's pretty good. Um, okay. So number 4, for me, I had The Grudge. I did the American version. It's the one that I've seen. I didn't see Ju-on. It is the same director.
Yeah.
Um, there are some differences, but I picked it because it was kind of the first and really one of the only horror movies that has ever like actually scared me. I mean, I saw it when it came out, so I was 11 or 12 years old.
Mhm.
And I saw that, and we had a staircase going down to our basement, and I
Mhm.
couldn't go in the basement for a long time because I was scared of the thing crawling. Also, we had like vents on the ceiling, so I thought like the hair would come out and shit. And I just yeah, it scared me a lot as a kid.
Well, talking about palette of colors, that movie also has a very dark palette of colors.
Hmm.
I like it. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar did a good job with that movie, the actress. Several movies made done on that time, based on Japanese movies like The Ring, and also it's another movie called Dark Waters, and they were all based on the Japanese version, and they did the American version. They were not really that bad, the
Hmm.
versions. I mean, because they were a little bit closer to the original. In this case, it's the same director. But yeah, I really, really like it. The Grudge too. It's really good.
Yeah.
So Rosemary Baby is one of the first movies I remember to I watched when I was a kid. I remember that my mom likes it a lot. And then I think the most interesting part is not like a movie to scare you, like you are like just giving jumps or anything. It's the kind of movies to make you think.
Hmm.
Like for example, for a mother, a woman to is a mother, will you reject your son if he's the son of Satan? I mean, sounds like something crazy, but can maybe the mother instinct go over that, like happened on this movie
I mean,
at the end?
if we go by the like Holy Bible definition of Satan, I guess like
Yes, we're talking about that
yeah, of
movie.
course. I put him up for adoption.
Right? I don't know, but again, but you are not a mother. You see that the mother instinct to is like maybe could like overpower that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's your son. I like the colors, I like the movie, I like the direction. And yeah, I mean, it's a good movie in general.
So my number 3 is Sinister
Hmm.
from 2012.
Very
Um,
creepy.
very creepy. I thought it was kind of a different take on the found footage thing because it was like like a regular movie, but then
Hmm.
also had the found footage. that kind of creeped its way into his life, at the time.
Right.
One scene that stands out in particular was the family barbecue scene. Um, that was pretty unsettling, and yeah, it was just really very, very creepy. The found footage thing is kind of a neat gimmick that's entertaining, and
And who doesn't like horror movies with kids? Not all of the movies have kids, but the ones to have normally are very creepy.
mhm.
Yeah, I really like it too.
Yeah, kids are creepy.
Yeah, true. 28 days later. Yes, I think I like different variations of movies. In this case, I like zombie movies. I enjoy a lot of them. This is the one who is my favorite, definitely. Um, I like that the movie is about survival, but keep it realistic. Also, those zombies were very fast versus some other zombies that we saw before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was something different.
Versus like George Romero's zombies.
Exactly, exactly. Also, I remember I watched this movie only because of the director originally, because it's the same director of Transporting. Because the movie is very fast action, but has time to tell you a little bit of the story and give you the perspective not only of the main character, who is a male, but is also a female, a teenager, or an old male. You know what I'm saying? It's different characters around where you can feel identified with. And also doesn't have like this happily ever after ending. It's not like things stop and just randomly everything got solved.
And yeah, the second part is 28 weeks later.
Yes, 28 weeks later.
Yeah. Okay.
That's correct.
Number 2, for me, is Grave Encounters. In 2011, it is the completely found footage kind of film. Must have been popular around that time, turn of the 2010s. I found the movie through this scene where she's just like standing in the corner, and they go and she turns around and her face is all like warped and everything. I'll put a clip of it in. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, that's really creepy. So I wanted to see the movie. And I saw the movie, and I was pleasantly surprised that it has a really cool twist in the middle. And it's all paranormal horror, which I like paranormal horror. I think I'm a little more scared of paranormal stuff versus like killers and things, because like that's a person, you can understand it, but like paranormal you can't really understand. They go to shoot a ghost hunting show at an insane asylum, and things just get fucked. So it's a fun movie. Not very popular. I think it had a budget of like $11,000, like very low budget. But they did a good job with it, and there is a sequel, but the sequel is kind of trash, but the original one's great.
My number 2 is Let the Right One In, and it's the Swedish movie. And we have vampires. So, vampires. The movie is not about vampires, even when it is. It's about the friendship between a kid and probably like a preteen or a teenager. They friends. The kid gets constantly bullied at school, so she decides to defend him and protect him, but she is a vampire, and she's gonna go murder every single one to bully him.
Oh, how fun.
They show you how this entity or this vampire get fed all the time, and how some people exist to protect them and feed them and stuff like that. But they make an American version too, but the movie sucks. So the original is very, very good.
Let's see what our number 1 is, if it's gonna be different or not. So my number 1 is Hereditary. So Hereditary from 2018 is my number 1. The way it opens is really intense, and I mean the whole movie is just really kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. Also the kind of scare where things happen in the background, but like and little things like it has rewatchability, because if you watch it again, you pick up on things that you miss.
Right.
If you're not paying attention, you miss it. So I think it's a really good movie, really creepy. cults and um, demons and soul possession and stuff. That's all fun stuff.
I think Toni Collette do a great job on that movie as a mother. She do a great job on every single movie she ever done, but on this one specifically, being a horror movie, not anything I have seen on her before, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I think she was snubbed from the Oscars because it's a horror movie, and Oscars don't like horror movies, or award season don't like horror movies. It's rarely when they have something like The Sixth Sense or something like that. But they have to be something very specific. This is too much for them.
Mm-hmm.
Something more subtle. The grandma, I think, is very creepy, even when she's almost never shows. It's just in pictures. But I think even on pictures, she's very creepy. I like the twist on the movie. I would say it's one of the best horror movies of the 21st century, probably. My number one is also Hereditary.
Ah.
Yeah, so we have finally won the match for both of us. It's not a slow burn. Like
Mm-hmm.
things are happening.
Yeah, the whole
Sometimes
time.
you don't feel like they're happening that fast, but it's always something happening, and also something happening, like you say, like in the first third of the movie, something happening,
Yeah, it's always different.
and then
Taking turns.
exactly, and all the characters are very, very, very well done. You can feel related a lot with every character, specifically with the mother and the son, and how both on their own ends kind of like hate each other. And that's something that you don't see very often on these kind of movies. You always see the perfect family, so they all very happy, and then randomly something happens, one of them gets possessed, and blah blah blah.
So I'm gonna clear the list, and each of us had two honorable mentions.
Yes.
Psycho.
Uh-huh.
My other one was Saw. I'm gonna say just the
So,
first
gore.
just the first three movies.
Gory.
Yes,
I like both of them. Psycho is a classic.
it's like real tangible horror. It's not like some monster or crazy thing. I mean, it is a crazy thing, but like they explain his ailments and everything at the end, and yeah, it's something that could totally happen and does. Yeah, I like that, and the shower scene, of course. And then as for Saw, I mean, I'm gonna say the first three movies. After that, it took a dip. The first one, honestly, I didn't see the end coming, and I know some people did because it's a little obvious. But at the time when I saw it, when I saw the ending was pretty crazy. It kind of blew me away. And then the traps are fun.
Yeah, it's very creative.
Hmm.
Somehow. I really enjoy it. And I think other movies try to get that formula too. Somehow like move it a little bit and then paint a little bit, but like things like Hostile. Like they just try to emulate something that was so well done. Like Sao is very original,
Hmm.
even for a horror movie when it's hard to be original. Oh, now let's see my bonus ones. First, we have Halloween.
It's funny. It's a low budget movie, but they spent most of the budget on cameras, on like I forget what they're called, cinescope cameras or whatever, like really expensive cameras. So it looks, I mean, it still looks great.
Yeah, the movie is really good, hold it very well, and obviously have a lot of because the movie's a low budget, has some mistakes over there that you can find, but
Hmm.
doesn't matter. The movie is very well done. The acting of Jamie Lee Curtis is great. Also, a kid. Everything started with a kid, and this brother and sister kind of crazy stuff going on. So I really, really like it. I think it's one of the biggest classics of the American horror movies. Period. And my no other one is Alien 1979. A lot of people can say like, "Oh, that's also a sci-fi movie." It is, but it's also a horror movie. Literally has all the elements of horror. Uh, how a serial killer or some murder is killing them one by one.
Yeah. I mean, and it spawned so many. I mean, it kind of created its own little subgenre. Like,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
because after that, I mean, obviously you have the sequels, but I mean that kind of concept has been done so many times in
yeah.
like
You have
video games. You
yeah.
have like
Predator.
Dead Space, Predator.
You have other stuff, and you have many other like alien movies that are not alien. It are like about extraterrestrial entities and how they are mean and how they are blah blah blah. So it's just like you say, create a whole subgenre, and also has been emulated so many times, and I think raise the standard for that kind of movies. Because Sigourney Weaver is one of the first, not the first ones, but it's one of the first big female heroines of the TV.
Yeah,
the movies.
Like badass.
Yes, exactly.
Like badass, strong female lead.
Right, and powerful woman, and if you think about it, like since the beginning, everything could be avoided if they listen to her.
You're right.
Because they shouldn't, let the person to have the alien inside on the ship. Now everybody's dead except for the woman and the cat.
And even if you know what happens, it's still a fun watch. All right, well, happy Halloween, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and do check out those movies if you haven't seen any of them. They're all great. And that's pretty much it, I guess.
Yeah, and Feliz Dia de los Muertos, because I think
Dia de los Muertos.
Feliz Dia de los Muertos. So yes, that's it. Everybody have a happy Halloween and enjoy the rest of your day, night, or whatever.
All right, and subscribe so that Oliver can get a new chair.
Yeah, because this chair sucks. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.